All right. Let's do picks.
Picks.
All right,
Picks.
so we move into our pick segment. Once again, to remind you, I am Corey Burton of the Believe in Georgia Dogs podcast, Illegal Motion, and of course, right here, SEC After Dark. Joining me is Steven Willis, Locked on Ole Miss, Jake Thomas, Tide Talk Sports, Tide Talk Live. Which one is it? You changed it recently.
Tide Talk Live.
Yeah.
There you go. I had it right.
And Jeb's a person.
And Jeb's a person who just got dunked on by his sister.
All
right, so we're gonna change up the order. Jeb, you're gonna go first this week.
Yay!
Then I'm gonna go. Then Jake's gonna go. Then Steve, and then Becky. That's gonna be the order. All right. So help me and my ADD remember that order, guys. Okay.
Yeah. Good luck.
So, yeah, we got a lot of picks. So
Yeah, at the bottom, it's been updated, by the way, the overall records. Corey's in first place right now at 20-6.
That's right. And then followed by Steve at 19-7, followed by Jeb at 17-9, and then Jake and Becky are sitting at 15-11. So
let's go.
This week,
winning
Jeb,
record.
Georgia travels into Columbia, South Carolina. The line is minus 24.5. Are you buying it or are you taking the Gamecocks?
I'm taking Georgia to cover the spread. I don't, again, these high spreads in SEC games always worry me a bit. But South Carolina they offensively haven't been able to do much, and Georgia, their defense is maybe a step back from last year, but it's still amazing, and their offense seems to me have gotten better. So right now, I'm not going to pick against Georgia till they hit a team that's much better than South Carolina.
Absolutely. And I was nervous with the big spread against Oregon, first game of the year. Don't know what to expect. They blew that one completely out of the water. They still have not given up a touchdown, even though they played Samford last week. But I'm taking the Dogs until I can't take the Dogs any further.
Yeah,
Steve.
I'm not.
Or Jake. Yeah,
go ahead, Jake.
See, I already forgot.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I forgot.
There you go, Jake.
Yeah. I'm taking Georgia. I think they're the better team right now. Columbus is a tough place to play at, but I don't think Georgia gets rattled early. I think they come out, score often, and then by the second half, they're probably resting some guys that need rest if they need rest because they've blown everybody out so far, and they got pretty good rest in the second half of the game so far.
Yes, they have. Steve?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm going to take Georgia. This is one of those games. I have no faith in South Carolina at this point, and I certainly don't have faith against that Georgia team, which is going to probably be the best team South Carolina plays this year. If you tell me they lose 38-7, I buy it. I just think Georgia's going to take this.
Becky?
Okay, so I've not been doing super great on my picks. So I thought today I'm going to correct this. I'm going to look up podcasts on Spotify, listen to some other opinions, and figure out where I'm going wrong, right? So I type in SEC, look at the results. Clearly, my phone doesn't think I can spell. So long story short, I had a fantastic day at work, but I don't know anything else about these games. So just because I think it's disrespectful, I'm going with South Carolina.
All right.
Nice.
Not a clean sweep.
Going bold.
I like it.
No, not a clean sweep. Couple games that are clean sweeps. The Mighty Penguins of Youngstown State travels into Lexington to play Kentucky, and Abilene Christian comes in to take on Missouri, one that they can finally win. So it was a clean sweep on all of those games, so we won't talk about those. Our next game on our slate, at Bobby Dodd Stadium, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are host to 14.5-point favorite Ole Miss. Jeb, how do you see this one?
Well, Georgia Tech is a team that can sometimes give other teams trouble, with the way they run. They're off, or at least in the past, because it's not that way much anymore. And really, Ole Miss is just – I'm definitely going to take Ole Miss to cover this spread. I just think their offense is good enough to beat Georgia Tech fairly handily.
All right,
Who's
Jake.
next?
Actually, that's me. I'm gonna take Ole Miss. I'm gonna take Ole Miss here. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. Georgia Tech has shown that after the first quarter, they're not really going to play much defense. They're not really going to have much of anything because they're getting their pregame pump on the sideline where they get the bench presses and all the crazy stuff, all the CrossFit stuff that they're doing on the sideline before the game. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Ole Miss here. I think Ole Miss is going to win big. I think they're going to cover the 14.5 and then some.
Yeah, yeah. I got Ole Miss. First half, Georgia Tech really gave it to Clemson all they wanted until I think it was a block punt that kind of swing things there on that game. But Georgia Tech is getting a little better, but Ole Miss and that offense, I just don't see how they're going to keep up and score with Ole Miss. So I think they'll probably win 21, 24 points.
Yeah, if you look at the Ole Miss, anything you read, everything, Jackson Dart's going to probably take the first start Saturday for Ole Miss. I expect Ole Miss will utilize running backs, and in the past games, they run the ball down the throat because I think Georgia Tech's going to sink a little bit because they are worried about the Lane Kiffin big plays. I'm taking Ole Miss to cover, and also in this game, I really like the under. 61.5 or something like that.
That is a that seems like a pretty easy under. Becky, what you got?
I'm gonna take Ole Miss too, but secretly in my heart of hearts, I think that it's gonna be closer than that. But I can't pick against Ole Miss, so I'll take them.
No, you definitely can't. You definitely can't pick my man Buzz. Can't do that. Okay, so our next matchup takes us to Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. And that's going to be the Nittany Lions of Penn State coming in. Penn State is 3-point road favorites. It says a lot about where Auburn is. Jeb, what do you got?
Yeah, I just think Auburn is too much of a mess right now. I'm taking Penn State to cover that and win this game.
All right. Absolutely. I think with TJ Finley at quarterback, Auburn is dead. They're going to try some fake juice gimmicks, maybe orange face mask, orange jerseys. They're going to do something with that. Brian Harson's searching for anything. He's just trying to put together a resume so he can get the you-know-what out of there. Trying to keep the clean rating, guys. So I'm not picking Auburn at all. I think Penn State is going to win. They're going to cover. But I'm going to also take the under on that. I don't even know what the under is, but I'm going to take it.
All right.
Yeah. Jordan-Hare is a tough place to play, especially I think it's a night game, man, or was it 2:30 game? I can't remember.
2:30 CBS game.
2:30. So it'd be getting dark by the time it gets to the fourth quarter potentially. But Auburn's a mess. I mean, they struggled against San Jose State last week. So I just think Penn State comes in and they weather the storm and win easily.
Yeah, I think the only question is going to be whether or not they wear orange jerseys to go with their orange face mask. Because they're wearing orange face masks, but are they going to wear the orange jerseys? Because the line in this game is not really something that you got to deal with. I think Penn State's going to win this game fairly easily, like 10, 14 points at the end of the day. So Nittany Lions.
There you go. Becky.
I've got Penn State by at least 2 touchdowns. Auburn is a hot mess. And I like them that way.
So does Jake. So, all right. Our next game. Vandy travels to Northern Illinois. They are 1.5-point underdogs on the road in DeKalb, Illinois. No, Decatur, Illinois.
No.
DeKalb. Decatur or DeKalb? Who cares? Northern Illinois, the Huskies. Vandy was brought back down to earth a little bit by Sam Hartman and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, which just to the surprise of absolutely nobody. So, Jeb, can they pull it off to start 3-1 and start the chance of we want Bama, we want Bama, we want Bama?
I do think Vanderbilt's going to come back and win this game, so I'm taking them. I think it was last week we just found out that it's not going to be a magical season for Vandy, but it's still going to be a good season for them, at least by Vandy standards. So I think they'll win this game, which they really should. So.
Absolutely. I agree with you here. I think it's going to be, Mike Wright is too special of a player. Yeah, he's combustible. Yeah, he can throw, really bad pick sixes, but he can also do some dynamic stuff as well, especially with his legs. It's pretty much a pick 'em here, just like Al Davis, just win, baby, and that's all they got to do. So I'm taking Vandy here on the road. Jake?
Yeah, I'm taking Vandy as well. And I kind of feel bad for Northern Illinois because they're supposed to be 0-2 against the SEC because I think they play Kentucky either next week or the week after. So but Vandy's gonna take care of business and come down to Tuscaloosa 3-1, and they probably get shellacked. But at least right now they're gonna be 3-1.
Yeah, this game I'm channeling my inner walk hard Dewey Cox and just say wrong team's favored. Wrong team's favored.
Yeah.
And so Vandy's going to roll in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to say that despite Vanderbilt's major faux pas of taking the anchor chain off of their helmets like a bunch of chumps, they're going to pull off the win. And how dare anyone say Northern Illinois is going to beat an SEC team?
But if it was any SEC team, it'd be Vandy. Well, anyway.
Yep.
Attaboy, Jeb. All right, so our next one's going to be a fun one because this is a Alabama hosting ULM. Shades of 2007 come to mind. ULM, Terry Bowden. Alabama favored by 50 points. Let's set you up for that
Made me quit.
one. Jeb's like, oh, okay. Yeah, Bama's favored by 50. Jeb,
Yeah.
do you
Just
believe it?
just for anybody who's watching the show, anybody that wants to be late to this show, do so at your own risk.
Yeah.
Yes. We're already
Except for me because I'm running everything.
Yeah, yes.
They can put a bulldog up there.
Yeah, come on, producer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dirty up my screen with that. Sorry. We'll find
They're on
something
the
else.
same team, of
There you go.
course.
if you put a gator up there. All right, Jeb, 50 points. Are you buying it?
Yeah, that's a huge spread that Alabama could easily do, but will they is the question. And I don't know. If I'm betting on this one, I might have bet against Alabama, but when it comes to these picks, every time I pick against Alabama, I'm wrong. So I'm going with Alabama to cover this time. But it's
I
I
guess
don't
they're
feel
not
good about it.
covered, huh?
well, that's what I'm hoping because I really
Yeah.
do every week get them wrong. So
Well, the last time I talked about Alabama getting bored, they did not get bored. I don't think it was a 50-point spread the last time. This is kind of impressive. But I'm going to take Bama. I could see a 59-3 victory here.
Yeah. Remember, Louisiana Monroe beat Saban at Alabama already.
yeah,
Saban's already pissed.
Yeah, this is his revenge game. This might be the whole reason that Nick Saban stayed in coaching. This is just wait. They're going to come back on, and we're going to be able to handle things.
wow. He would be the top person to do that.
And Bryce Young's going to be
As
throwing
long as Will Anderson doesn't line up 3 yards in the backfield.
Or yeah.
So did Jake officially make his pick?
No, not yet.
Nah.
Jake, why are you
Okay.
picking ULM?
I'm not picking ULM, but I mean, like Jeb said, 50 points spread. My gosh, it's kind of scary to take. But I just know how practice has probably gone this week at Alabama. It had probably not been pretty. And at the end of the game last week, we had a couple of players do the horns down, and if you watch the game at the end of it, Saban kind of was not happy about that. So I'm sure those guys were probably running stadiums. And the rest of the team probably had a rough week as well. So, yeah, I think they can cover it. I'm up for it. Probably like 59 to 6, 59 to 10, something like that. Well, 59 to 10 won't cover it.
No,
So,
we're not covered.
Like 59 to 6.
Yeah, and I think Saban probably wants them to not cover. He wants this to be another game, like a 28-point win, so he can just completely – because inside that facility it's been a hairdryer for a week. It just sounds like a hairdryer coming at you. And I'm taking Alabama to cover this because I've learned after Utah State, whenever that number that you think is too big, it's not. And I think this team crushes bad teams, which is bad for Louisiana Monroe.
That is very bad. Becky.
Okay, well, no doubt Alabama's going to win this game. No doubt. There's also no doubt ULM is not going to lose by 50. So it's absolutely going to be ULM.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. No.
She's taking the 59-10 route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't math, but I'm going to assume you backed me
that's
up.
the thing about a line like this. One fumble that Louisiana Monroe jumps on the 15-yard line and punches it in, all of a sudden you can't hit that 50-point number. There's not enough possessions in the day to do it. That's why this is a weird line, and even why Akron is a weird line coming up in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we can all agree that Arkansas is going to cover their non-line against Missouri State, so we're gonna clean sweep that one. But stop me if you've heard this one. Mississippi State is a favorite on the road at LSU.
LSU. Wow.
At LSU.
Mike
they are
Norvell
a
broke 'em.
road favorite. Mike Norvell absolutely broke them. Jeb, do you agree?
I'm going to go with Mississippi State to cover this. I had a tough time with this one. This was probably the hardest one for me to really decide what I thought here. Because with Mike Leach's offense, you just never know. They could easily cover this, just destroy LSU, or they could just come out flat and get beat. I think this one, though, they will come out and play hard and actually win this game. But around a touchdown.
Mike Leach was absolutely getting after his team out there in Arizona. They've got something going on there. Will Rogers, I think, is going to have a huge day. LSU, it's like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. They're just not in tune. Offense looked dreadful. The offensive line was terrible. Special teams was awful. Keishawn Butte, no matter what you say, and all the reports of everything is fine, it's fine. It's not fine. He's not happy, and I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him in the transfer portal later, or going to the NFL, or whatever his situation is. I'm not real sure, but I think Mississippi State's going to cover this. They're going to win. It may just be by a field goal, but that covers it. So I'm picking Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'm picking Mississippi State as well. Will Rogers right now leads the SEC in passing yardage right now. He's up there by himself. He's got like 763, I think, right now. I mean, he's a really talented guy. And, of course, this is Mike Leach's third year at Mississippi State. And in his third year, he brings it on. Yeah, it's pretty magical. So we'll see. I think the magic is still there this week, and I think they do cover and win this game.
I don't know. I'm scared to death of this because I think LSU will win straight up. But the other part of me makes me think the defensive coordinator, who has never seen Mike Leach before, is going to go out there and try and play man from time to time. And that scares me a little bit. I think after they gave up 700 yards passing 2 years ago to Mike Leach, LSU will kind of not do that. So I'm going to take LSU.
You know they're not there anymore. That coaching staff.
No, they're not there anymore. But that film's still there. Everybody in the athletic department talked about KJ Costello throwing for 700 yards. They've all heard about that. If LSU will just play drop 8 and just drop back, they'll be fine. So I'm going to take LSU to win straight up. I don't even need the 3.5 points because I think they are going to play his own defense and frustrate Mississippi State with their athletes. And I also think that is going to get LSU in trouble later on.
All righty then.
All right.
Becky?
All right, well, for totally
Paging
different
Becky Willis.
reasons. Yeah. I'm taking LSU because though I love Mike Leach, I need Mississippi State to be reminded of their place, and their place is not winning against LSU.
All right, then.
All right. Well, that was a,
Steve, did you intentionally put some reverb on her mic to really make her sound like the voice of God?
yeah.
Because bravo if you did, and bravo if it's unintentional.
Does
Either way,
reverberate a tad.
sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
no, she the way the mic's positioned, she has to lean over to get to it. I think that
I
she,
got too excited talking
Yeah.
about Mississippi State hurting. So
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry.
They're all gonna
I'm a
die.
novice.
All right, our next game, Tennessee welcomes Akron. It's Joe Moorhead, right? I think,
Yeah.
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Tennessee is 47-point favorites. Very odd, weird spread. Jeb, can they cover that?
Yes. And here's why I think that. Because Tennessee had, you know how their offense is. You know, it's a high power, just fast, up tempo, score a lot of points offense. They had a rough time this last
We're
game.
going to score more points than you.
And exactly. I feel like they're going to do to Akron what Utah did after losing to Florida to poor Southern Utah this week. They're going to come out and just pour points on just to prove they can. I think it's going to be one of those things where they just want to work out all the wrinkles. So they're going to bring a lot of people out. They're going to score as many points as they can, work as fast as they're not going to get like bored, like you said earlier, or trying to run the clock down to end the game. They're going to keep working on stuff before they have to go to Florida next week. So
56-10 doesn't cover.
I think it's going to be more like 63-10,
Ooh.
maybe 63-3. We'll see, because that defense is actually playing well, but they always give up something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm taking Tennessee to cover that.
Well, alrighty then.
Mhm.
I'm going to take Tennessee to cover as well because why not? Akron's pretty bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Tennessee covers, and much like Jeff said, their offense is when it's rolling, it puts up points and puts up points in a hurry. Their defense playing a lot better, and is probably going to continue looking good, especially against Akron this week. So I don't see how 47 points, so including the Alabama game, that's a lot, but I think Tennessee can cover.
Yeah, I'm going with Akron on this. I think it's going to be a 56-10 game. It might be a 56-3, but whenever y'all put the backups in the fourth quarter, Akron's going to score a touchdown, a garbage touchdown, and blow the cover in the fourth quarter. That is my biggest fear in this game, is some fourth-string player from Watertown, Tennessee, missing a tackle.
Watertown.
And,
Did you
All
just
right.
say that Tennessee's playing Florida next week, though?
yes.
Yes. So, no. Akron. All day, every day. Let's say Tennessee starts running away with it. Don't you think that they might take out some of their players instead of risking them getting injured before
Becky's
Florida?
taking Akron on the dub.
Yes.
No. No, Tennessee's still going to win. Sorry, I was unclear. No, but they're not going to win by 47. No.
I think our backups could beat Akron, so we'll see.
Well, they could.
It's not by 47.
I don't know. Joe Milton kind of the man right now. I'm just kidding.
Get me started, Jeb.
I couldn't finish that. I tried.
Yeah.
Here comes a. I bet if you ask Joe Milton to throw 40 yards, he can throw 40 yards. But if you ask him to throw 20 yards, he can
gosh.
throw 40 yards.
Yeah.
Love that joke.
Yeah.
That and Joe Milton was the only person that didn't want to throw something in Neyland Stadium.
Oh, stop.
That is so good.
Oh,
I love
I
this joke.
still love you, Joe. Don't listen to them.
All right, our next game is building up suspense here. All right, Florida host South Florida, 24-point favorites in the Swamp. Can they bounce back, Jeb?
Yeah. I think I know Florida's offense isn't that great, but South Florida is bad. And Florida's going to put up a lot of points on them this week, look better, and then hopefully get beat pretty bad next week. So I'm taking Florida this week, though.
I'm going to take Florida as well. South Florida just ain't good. And they're probably going to trot out some really, really awful looking uniforms, which is going to make it even worse for them. But I think Florida will bounce back, and you'll see a lot of overhype coming into the Tennessee game with Anthony Richardson having kind of a bounce back performance. So give me the Gators.
Yeah, I think Florida has a bounce back game, but a part of me would like to take South Florida because they may be overlooking towards Tennessee, but I still think they dispatch of South Florida pretty easily and cover that spread.
My mother told me to try and find something nice to say about as many people as possible, and I include South Florida on that thing. And they have a really cool wrought iron fence when you drive by it. They've got the bullhorns that are in the wrought iron, and it looks really neat when you drive by it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But Florida's going to win this game by 41 points.
Yeah.
Y'all are mean. Y'all are mean. I'm going to take South Florida. Forget y'all. Florida might eke out a win, but South Florida is going to cover.
All right.
I mean, for the sake of me being anti-Gators here, maybe I hope that South Florida pulls a dub, but it's just not going to happen.
I just don't.
All right.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
And last and certainly least, or not least, depending on who you're looking at, Miami rolls into Texas A&M, rolls into College Station. Another midnight yell. I wonder if they have to Google who Miami is. I don't know.
You think their midnight yell might be about Miami of Ohio? Like tons of Roethlisberger jokes?
Yes.
That's a good point.
Yes, it will be. But Texas A&M is still favored. They're 5.5-point favorites over Miami. I don't really get it. Jeb, are you picking Texas A&M?
Absolutely not. Going into this, my biggest fear would have been how big of a spread has Miami got before I decide that A&M can cover. And this actually works out perfect. No, I'm taking Miami. They're definitely going to win that game.
Yeah, the fact that all they have to do is just win. Yeah, I'm taking the Canes in this one. Tyler Van Dyke's going to have a huge day.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Jake.
I don't know how A&M opens up as a favorite. I guess because they're at home. But yeah, I just don't see how they're going to win this game unless Bobby Boucher shows up out of nowhere and just cleans the Van Dyke's grill a couple of times. I just don't see how A&M is going to win this game at all.
Yeah, it's another walk hard thing, Dewey Cox thing. Wrong team favored.
Yeah.
Miami is ranked like 13th in the country, and they're touchdown underdog to the number 24 ranked team. It makes no sense. Haynes King is not good. I think we all need to have a conversation about Haynes King, about him not being good, because he isn't.
He's not.
And until they find a quarterback, Texas A&M is going to struggle. It's always about a quarterback.
Yeah.
Always and forever.
Yeah, it's the most important position in sports. And until Texas A&M has a quarterback, they can spend $50 million a recruiting class. They'll sit there and watch the playoffs every year.
Yes, they will. It's head scratching for sure.
I should have took some of that $31 million and bought a quarterback.
They tried.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
All right, Becky.
Well, using the female logic, 3 of my favorite NFL players of all time are Ed Reed, Warren Sapp, and Ray Lewis. So I'm obviously going with Miami in this one.
Yeah, I think she's a secret Miami fan. I don't think it's even that much of a
Not
secret.
even that low key anymore.
Yeah.
Not even that low key.
Hey, Dwayne Johnson played for him too.
See, I'm gonna marry Ed Reed someday though. So
Can you
Oh my
gotta
Dang, Steve.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm just here.
Yeah.
see the,
placeholder, and he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
are
I'm
we
really
seeing
proud
a
of you.
divorce live
Becky,
on camera here?
Becky's talking
Yeah.
about marrying the next one, and I'm like, if get out of this, I'm not marrying anybody.
Learn my lesson.
Oh my gosh.
Water is lovely this time of year. Oh, boy.
You won't get this type of entertainment anywhere else on a Wednesday night. Just telling you.
Nope. So
Hey, we got we're gonna get everybody out of here in an hour and a half. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, no, wait, an hour and a half. That's pretty good.
that is pretty good for us because we usually go an hour and a half off the rails.
Yeah.
And you just
usually,
keep on talking, Corey. That's what usually happens.
I just keep going.
Yeah, don't
Thanks.
shut up.
Can we mute him so I can talk?
The picks tomorrow, by the way, we're going to cut this up, and the picks will go back up on the website as a standalone. You won't have to listen to the whole show. We're going to put that up for people that might not have participated in the stream. Thank you to everybody for participating in the stream. We're up at about 110, 120 chats. So thank you very much for that. We're going to get this. I think we got like 80 or 90 views just on the Locked On Ole Miss channel.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And download the audio version if you're driving in the car, anywhere you find your podcast, including TuneIn Radio. And one of my Believe in Georgia Dogs segments made it on the Stadium Network, so that was pretty cool.
That's
So,
awesome.
check
And
us out.
don't just type in SEC if you're looking for SEC podcasts in Spotify.
Or Georgia All Whites.
definitely
Yeah.
definitely not Georgia All Whites.
Yeah.
So yeah, make this your first SEC listen. SEC After Dark in Spotify. You will find it now. It is not part of Beast of the East anymore. I got that changed, so you can find it on the audio version. A lot simpler. So tune in to us. Check that out. If you're driving around, can't really watch, but you can watch the replay on the YouTube channel as well. And you can catch us just about anywhere. Hit us up, like, subscribe. But we're going to get out of here. We are SEC After Dark. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next week. So long. Go Dogs.
Go Vols. Haha.
Roll Tide.
Call me Ed Reed.
It's just right down the road, Beck.
Good grief. It's like 2 hours away.
Great way to end it.
I don't know what to think.
Yeah, we got a bombshell dropped on Steve tonight.
Yeah, seriously. I've got to get in my feelings.
See, what is your Getting in Your Feelings song going to be tonight?
Oh, it'll probably be Nickelback. But
Oh, yeah.
I was just kidding. I
Look
wanna
at
marry
this
Ed Reed.
photograph.
Oh, God. Corey.
I'd listen to Knuckle.